New Heights is a climbing simulator game created by climbers for climbers. If you don't climb, or if you're interested in climbing, this is definitely a game that is worth playing because it gives you an idea of how it all works. So let's talk about it. Though New Heights is not a graphically intensive game, and the focus of this game definitely is not on graphics, it's on the mechanics, it is still a very interesting game to play if you're interested in climbing or if you've ever thought about potentially doing climbing in your life. The game starts with a tutorial section which teaches you exactly how climbing works. The mechanics of the game work in a way that left and right click are your main buttons when you're using a mouse at least. Left click will control your left side and right will control your right side. If you hold the shift button, you can control your left or right foot respectively. The game utilizes some general mechanics of climbing where you have to shift your body weight to the correct position in order to be able to hold your grip. This means having to raise yourself up or bring yourself in closer by using Q and E to move closer or further away from the rock face. And this allows you to essentially distribute your weight in the correct way. You use Q and E in order to move closer or further away from the rock face. This will allow you to get in closer to the rock face if your grips are in the correct position, which will basically mean that you can hold on much easier and distribute your weight in a position so that you're not putting too much pressure on your hands or on your legs. I personally have not done climbing since I was a kid. I once climbed up a rock face without a rope when I was young, and I didn't have any of this knowledge. But it was something you kind of naturally do to keep yourself safe. Now, in this kind of situation, when climbing rocks or rock faces, whether it's out in the wild or whether it's up like castles, as is one place that you can climb in this game, it gives you a really good understanding of how to distribute your weight in order to climb. I think it's a really good tool to use if you're trying to learn to climb or if you're thinking about it. It basically gives you a lot more information on how you should do it, how you should distribute your weight, as I said before, and how you should essentially look for grips and things on the surface in order to get the best grip and bearing on the rock face. Having played the game for a few hours, I can say it's definitely interesting. Some of the harder routes on the cliff faces are very difficult and you'll find yourself falling quite a lot if you don't understand how to climb. It took me quite some time to kind of get to grips with how that works. You do have some very easy large grips you can hold on to, which give you a lot of leverage and allow you to climb the way that you need to. But on some of the more difficult routes, there aren't any big grips and there's only small cracks and things to grab onto, which makes it much more of a challenge to actually scale that rock face, or as it was for me, the castle going up the tower. The game itself plays very smooth. Didn't have any issues with gameplay or anything like that, no kind of jumping or lagging, but with the fact that the graphics are quite low quality, obviously it's designed so that you don't have those issues, and obviously it's something that, because the people are focusing on the mechanics like I said before, they're not really focused on the graphics because they don't really need to. You do have some very small customizations with your character. You play as a woman, you don't have a choice on that, and the customizations are just changing your clothing depending on what you want to wear. There's no benefit to this at all, it's just something that you can do just to make your person look the way you like them to. I would like to see some additions to a game like this, like I would like to see different types of gear that's available that may help you to climb better. I know that when it comes to climbing, if you have better quality gear, it can make it a lot easier. Also, having the ability to use a chalk bag or something to increase your grip would actually be something that would be useful in this kind of game. Overall, I definitely do suggest this game to anyone interested in climbing. If you're not interested in climbing, you just want to get an insight into what climbing involves, then definitely give it a go. And I will say that even if you don't want to climb, it can be something that can kill some time, pass some time generally if you've got a few minutes to spare, and it can be fun to play. But I'm going to wrap this one up, so please comment below, like and subscribe. I'm GreenLycan, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.